So
All right. Hi, Ruby. Thanks for hopping on this quick call with me. So let's just get to it. I'd love for you to share just a little bit about what it is you do in your business.
yeah. So I'm a dating coach for the good gentleman. It's my business, but I call it the good intention gentleman, and I help them gain confidence and hopefully find the one for them.
Yes, and I mean you're so good at what you do. You have just really amazing credentials, and we'll go into that in a bit. But first, I'd love to share a little bit about before you went on this journey, before you joined this program. Just tell us exactly where you were starting from.
Yeah, so I was actually in a corporate job. I have a background in therapy, that which helps in this business as well. So I learned a lot about relationships, marriage, and how to help people in that sense. But I worked for eHarmony and corporate life and helped a lot of people. But there was just a point. I remember it was probably like 2 or 3 p.m. in the day, and I just realized I can't do this. I can't. I felt like I wanted to be my own boss. I wanted to help the people that I wanted to help instead of people just tossing me all these different clients. And I also knew I could benefit a certain type of audience and crowd. But at that moment, I realized that I didn't want to be there anymore. And that's when I searched and found you, actually, in that
I love
moment.
that. I remember you sharing a video about that exact moment because sometimes it just becomes like, this is it.
Yeah.
Something I'd love to talk a little bit about is I remember that even though that moment was when you knew you had to do it, you still were scared. You were scared because you'd never run a business before. You were scared that you couldn't turn your skills into a business, that you wouldn't have the right, idea, that you would be able to get clients, replace your income, all of that. So, can you tell us a little bit about those fears and how you kind of overcame them, at least enough to join the program?
Yeah. So there were a lot of fears. One is that when I did search of people who stepped into this business world or entrepreneurs, not many stepped into the world of dating. I don't help people strategize in their business and make more money. I make them find the love of their life, which is already really scary to think how can people pay for that? Um, how could people pay me thousands of dollars for that? So that was probably the biggest fear. And also, I am someone that likes stability. I want to know that money is coming in. That's the most scary for me. It makes me very anxious to know that I'm not sure how much money I'll make. This is my cultural background. My family comes from that. And then just overall, yeah, who would I target? I mean, I knew who I could help, but how do I even find them? So there were just a lot of uncertainties. And I actually think it's because of those uncertainties that made me decide to do it and to join your program and to get your guidance because I knew you knew all the answers to that in a sense of, okay, how to keep the money coming in or how to find your audience, how to target them. And I remember I actually vocalized that this was a concern of mine that I have a different audience than what you sell to or the audience that comes in for you. They usually are in business or mindset even. There's a lot of that, but rarely any kind of dating coaches. So I had that concern. I asked you about it, but in reality, and you helped me with this, is that it's all still kind of the same in the sense of marketing and business. It's still a business. I
Yes,
just have a different kind of audience. Um,
exactly.
and yeah, the tools that you gave actually fit into that perfectly. So that worked.
I love that. I mean, you took the action, you ran with it. And something I would love to have you share is just how quickly things started happening for you and, for you to be able to believe that this was possible.
Yeah, shortly after I think a couple months of just joining the program itself, I made my first sale of 2K, and that was just doing research. That's the crazy part. And what you actually didn't encourage yet to fully get into it, just finding the audience and doing interviews. And it was in the interview that one of the guys was like, "Oh, this is cool. Like this sounds good. I'll do it."
Right.
And that was the moment where I realized, oh my god! Like once someone pays, as you say, once someone's willing to pay for it, you realize this is a business. And then after that, within next 6 months, I got two more clients equal already. Like that was 10K, and it was enough where I knew I'm going to leave this job very quickly,
Yeah.
and I
Yes.
did. So shortly after that, I was okay.
Yeah. So, okay. left your job in just like 6 to 7 months, and have built and grown this incredible business. So tell us a little bit about what your business looks like now, because I think people are going to love hearing just how awesome it is, especially given, like you said, you don't teach people anything to do with making money.
Yeah. So now the word I would say is it's nice, and I feel confident in the sense of the reality is that of course this is always continuously going. But my favorite part about doing the program is that I know, in the sense of, oh, okay, if things go wrong, I know what to test, I know what to try. And how it looks like now is that I have my one-on-ones, which I love. I love helping my men one-on-one. They're more higher end clients, and I know how to get them in the funnel and get them to me and get them to buy. But then also, I just launched a course. And this is a course that didn't work at first. I actually tried another, but that didn't work so well. And then you encouraged me to try again, but something different. So I did, and this one worked out really well. So I'm excited for that and relaunching that again. So I'm having fun with it in the sense of helping people and getting results. Like I had someone just the other day say, I'm in a relationship and I can't believe it. You know, I never had a relationship before, and that's so exciting to me. So I feel warm in that sense of fulfilling my passion, but then also having different sources of income coming in from the one-on-ones, which is more steady. But then these courses are helping too, and then it also helps me just have more fun with it instead of just doing one thing. I get to kind of do both, help a group and help one-on-ones. So it's nice to know.
I love
Yeah.
that. I remember when you joined, like many people, one of your biggest goals was to become an entrepreneur so you could do more of what you actually cared about, to have the freedom of being an entrepreneur and, of course, to have a great income. And I want to check in with you. Would you, because I feel like there are a lot of people nowadays who say they can help you with this, but who really can't. You having, worked with me and having done all of this, would you say that you've achieved that?
Achieved what I want.
The goals, yeah, the goals you set
Yeah.
out to build your business with, like, is it actually possible? Like, what would you say to someone who's wondering, can I really do this? Even if I don't know what my skills are, I can't teach other people to make money, I'm starting from scratch. What would you say?
It's so possible, but you just have to take the dive. That's what I say. You just dive in and you have to try. And I think with anybody that comes into this, they want to help some client, right? So with that client, you actually tell them the same. And I actually take what I tell my own clients to myself at times. And that's what you've told me, in the sense of you just have to try. And the biggest thing is, as long as you try and you listen and you execute and you implement, you'll be okay. It's only if you take a program and you sit there and don't do anything with it, I'll admit, maybe that may not work. But any doubts that anybody would have, they quickly get settled right when they start. Like all those uncertainties I had, quickly within a month, I was like, oh, well, I just
Right.
figured out my audience. I got that. I feel good. So
Yeah.
as long as you just go over that obstacle, and honestly, speaking of goals, so it's not just the clients and the income, but I do have the freedom that I've been wanting as well. That is number one for me. Like the ability to be with my family. I have a very strong Asian background, so it's very important to me. Um, so being able to do that, all the things that I love. I have a lot of friends, for example, that need me, or they're getting married, and so I'm the one that can be there while still doing what I love. So I think that's key for me. That's why.
I love that. Okay, so thank you for sharing, and I just so happy to just hear all this and just to see how far you've come. And so the final question I would ask you is, if someone is wondering, what's different about working with Luisa, what's different about this program, should I do it, should I not? What would you say to that person?
The first thing I think of is that what makes you different is that you genuinely care. Because I did my research prior to joining too, because I really wanted to do this. So I looked at other programs or coaches. Um, but one, there's just this connection with you that you genuinely care about every single person, and I see that continuously. And till this day, till talking to you now, you do genuinely care and you want for me to have the life that I want. And I think that's important too because there are a lot of people that just say, well, it's this way or no way. You want the 6 figures to 7 figures, well, there's nothing. You do the online course, or there's nothing. But for you, you have the flexibility of, okay, what is your dream? And that's your dream. Okay, how do we get to that dream? Even though maybe it's not exactly where you ended up, or that's what you want, because that's not what it's about. So that kind of adaptability and flexibility to who I am as a person, and you working towards that instead of you making me do your way, is key for me. So I think that's important.
I love all of that. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Thanks so much for being here and for sharing all of that.
Of course. Thank you so much for everything.